Thank you for giving me the opportunity to make a contribution on this important issue of banning nuclear weapons. Lesotho welcomes the convening of this high-level meeting to commemorate and promote the International Day of the Total Elimination of Nuclear Weapons. Member states will recall that during UN Day celebration in 2020, the conditions for entry into force of the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons were met, and the deposit of the 50th ratification of the treaty and subsequently entered into force in January 2021. This marked yet another important milestone in the efforts towards promoting universalization.
It's difficult to disagree.
PNW. The entry into force of the treaty was the pinnacle of the worldwide movement to draw attention to the catastrophic humanitarian consequences of the use of nuclear weapons. This presented a significant commitment towards the total elimination of nuclear weapons, which should remain high on the United Nations disarmament agenda. It is gratifying that Lesotho was among the first 50 members to sign and ratify the treaty. Mr. President, the United Nations cannot afford the laxity and complacency in its mandate for the maintenance of world peace and security. Most importantly, let us not forget that our organization was born from the ashes of the devastating World War. Indeed, the primary purpose of the UN was and continues to be to eliminate future wars and to create sustainable international security. Whereas the regime of the UN Charter has so far done its part to prevent a third world war, the international community still faces security challenges beyond humanity's imagination. Every year, we witness the emergence of new hotspots and designer wars, and some big, powerful states resort more and more to the use of force, thus creating a more unstable and dangerous world. Mr. President, we are still facing challenges in our commitment to achieve a world free of nuclear weapons. The existing massive stockpile of nuclear weapons, as well as modernization of such weapons, cast a shadow of doubt on our prospects for attaining nuclear weapons-free world in the immediate future. Nuclear weapons create a false sense of security. Their possession breeds mistrust and heightens tensions between states. For as long as they exist, the risk still remains. The enormous loss of life and catastrophic destruction to the environment that could be caused by distortion of nuclear weapons is known to all. The 76th session presents us with an opportunity to make further progress on our efforts to build a world free of nuclear weapons and other weapons of mass destruction. While working towards the goal of banning nuclear weapons and eventually abolishing, we must emphasize that full compliance with the provision of Treaty on Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT, is critical accession to the NPT by countries that remain outside the treaty and should not be postponed any longer. Mr. President, allow me to conclude by pointing out that the annual commemoration of the International Day for the Total Elimination of Nuclear Waste since 2014 and the entry into force of the TPNW is a clear manifestation of the increasing global efforts by governments, international organizations, and civil society to focus attention on nuclear disarmament. We should redouble our efforts during the current session and beyond in ensuring that we rid the world of these horrendous weapons. We look forward to the first meeting of state parties to the TPNW that will be held in New York in 2022. As we prepare for this meeting, we must do so with a unity of purpose. The opportunity presented by that meeting should not be lost. The citizenry of this world is keenly interested in how we map the way forward and consolidate our efforts in addressing the challenges that we face. We have common risks and common opportunities. Let us work together if we are to achieve the progress we hope for and need. I thank you.